Hello and welcome back to another weekend website course tutorial. Today we're going to be setting up the Rank Math SEO plugin, which is going to allow you to optimize your WordPress website for search engines. So as you can see, we are in the WordPress dashboard under the plugin repository, but I'm going to stop for 1 second, if you will. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please like our channel or like this video and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. So back into the tutorial for a moment. All right, so now we are looking at the Rank Math SEO plugin. As you can see, I've already typed in Rank Math in the search bar over here, so it brings up Rank Math is one of the first plugins, and that is what we're going to install. So go ahead and click on Install now, and then we can activate this plugin. Okay, so once you install the Rank Math plugin, it's going to take you over to the onboarding or the setup wizard here. One of the first few options you have is using the easy route, or you can use the more advanced setup so you can fine tune your options. I want to go for the more advanced route so we can get all the features here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start Wizard. All right, so in order to give you the features that you need, Rank Math, they do ask a few questions to help you organize or help you categorize your website. So it asks, what kind of website is Weekend Website Course. I chose Web Shop because I do have an e-commerce component on this website. So in order to get some of those e-commerce SEO features, I do recommend putting e-commerce if you do plan to have any e-commerce type of functionality going on your website. Now, if you are doing a website for business, then you may want to categorize it as a small business site or any other type of business site or a personal blog that applies to you. All right, and so then you can also choose what kind of organization that you have, if there is an organization such as like a local component to it. So this is really important if you are a business that has a local service. That way it also gives you features, so that way your website will begin to come up in searches in local searches where people may be looking for your type of business in their area. So if that applies to you, you can go ahead and put that here. Choose whatever business type that you have. I don't actually have it, just, it's an online only service and it's not particularly local type of service that we have here. All right, so next thing is company name. So Rank Math will pull in the company name from whatever you set a lot of times in your WordPress general settings. If not, you can just type whatever your company name is. You can also add a logo for Google, and then you can also add a default social share image. So all that is if you share a link to your website on social media sites like Twitter or Facebook, if you don't have a featured image set on that page, then you can actually upload an image, so that way it will automatically pull a default image to show on social media when that little box comes up that shows more information about the website. So that those two options, they are both optional. We can go and click on Save and Continue. All right, the next thing we want to do is connect a Rank Math account. So you can create a free Rank Math account, so that way you can enable other services that Rank Math offers. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Connect Your Rank Math account. All right, so I did set up a Rank Math account for this site before, so it's kind of already set up. If not, you could either create a Rank Math account with Facebook, Google, I believe WordPress.com, and also just an email address. But since I've already used the plugin before, some of these settings are already saved in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Activate Now. All right, so it is actually taking me to the Google page or the Google account that I signed up with. And I'm going to go ahead and click everything here. So it's taking me through as if it's a brand new install, which is perfectly fine. That's a good thing, so you can see this process. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. All right, so I've previously connected Google services. If you've already set up Google Sitekit on your website, and there is another video tutorial that outlines how to set that up. You can go ahead and set up Connect Google Services. If this is your first time installing the Rank Math plugin, it will have a button that says Connect Google Services, and you go through that process. But for example, I've already set up Search Console and Analytics, and I've already put those settings in here, so they are already there. So as you can see here. Now, a few things to keep in mind when you do connect your Search Console and Analytics accounts. Let's just look at this Enable Index tab. So you want to go ahead and click that. So that allows Rank Math, and it tells Google that it's okay to start putting information from this site in Google search results. So you definitely want that, or just search engines, period. Then we have Analytics. So a few things, if you do have something like Google Site Kit on your website, you don't need to select this because the analytics code is already installed from Google Analytics, but it will tell you just a little bit more information about that. So if you don't have the Google Site Kit or any other analytics plugin already installed, then you do want to check this box. But if you are using any other plugin that is putting analytics on your site, or if you've done that manually somewhere else, you do not need to turn this option on. All right, so and then the next thing we have is AdSense. AdSense is supported in the Pro plan. So if you do want to use the Google AdSense and connect everything into Rank Math, then you would just need to get a Pro subscription to Rank Math in order to use that setting. And then the last thing we have here is email reports. So if you want to receive any analytic reports from Rank Math about your website, you can go ahead and enable that setting as well. So let's go ahead and click on Save and Continue. All right, and so a few more things here. So it's also setting up a sitemap. A sitemap is for search engine, so that way it can index all of the URLs that you want it to index on your site. So you can go ahead and enable sitemaps. We do want Rank Math to create a sitemap for us. You can also include images in your sitemaps, which is really good for if people search Google Images, and of course, images from your site are showing up on those pages. So go ahead and select include images if you want that to be an option as well. And then it'll ask you about your public post types. So you can see the different post types that you can put in here, depending on what they are. So for example, I also have a membership plugin installed on this website. So I don't want the memberships to be showing as something that's a public type of post type. And then you can see the public taxonomy, so that these are things that search engines are able to grab that you want to put in your sitemap that they can index as well. So let's go ahead and click on Save and Continue. All right, so this next page is some SEO tweaks. So pretty much everything here you can go ahead and select. Click on Save and Continue. All right, so your site is now ready with Rank Math. So let's go ahead and click on Set Up Advanced Options to see if we want to set up anything here. All right, so you can set up a role manager if you if you have multiple people coming in and working on your website. Depending on the role you select for them in the WordPress user settings, you can go ahead and just choose which options they have access to when they're on your WordPress site. And Rank Math already has some already selected for you. If you want to really go in and fine tune that, you can. So I'm going to go and click on Save and Continue. All right, so another thing they have is the 404 monitor. So I do like this feature, the 404 monitor, because if people are trying to access a page on your website that's not there, Rank Math will keep a log of those pages that are getting 404 errors. So that way you can fix that if needed. Rank Math also offers redirection. So say, for example, you delete a page on your website and it is now creating a 404 error because, of course, you may have visitors still trying to access this page. You can set up a redirection, so you can take that old URL that's coming with the 404 error and you can redirect it to another page, which is a really nice feature to have. Otherwise, you would need another plugin to set that up. So the 404 monitor and redirections are already included in Rank Math. So that is you definitely want to go ahead and select and enable those options. Let's go ahead and click on Save and Continue. All right, so now you have schema markup, and it just allows you to choose how you want to set up your any type of content that's coming from your website. So if it's an article, a blog post, or a news article, for most people, it's most likely going to be a blog post. And then for your pages, you can set up what kind of schema you want to use for your pages. For most things, article works just fine. And you can pretty much go with the preset or the already selected settings here. That's just up to you, because most of the time it's going to go ahead and pull in whatever makes sense for the schema markup anyway. All right, so let's go ahead and click on save and continue. There you are all set up with the rank map. Now the only thing next is to show you what it looks like when you are creating blog posts and pages. So let's go ahead and create a new blog post, and I'm going to show you how rank map is actually working with your blog posts and pages, which you'll more commonly see rank map working on. Okay, so as you can see, we are on a post, new WordPress post here. So over in the corner, you're going to see a 2 out of 100 or some type of score over here. The score is going to be actually pretty low at this point because there's no content on this page. You can also do this with existing content as well. If you already have content on your site, then it's going to be a little a ranking section over here, hence the name Rank Math. So when you click on this area, it's going to bring up some of the Rank Math settings. So what you can do is go ahead and click on Edit Snippet, and you can set up the title that you want to use for your page. Now, by default, what it's going to do is pull whatever title you set inside of the blog post itself. The permalink will automatically be set from whatever you put in from the title. That will automatically be set there as well. And then you have your description. Now, your description will automatically also be set by your excerpt. So a few things you just want to make sure that you're doing when you add a new post to your site. You want to make sure that you are making sure that the title is set inside of the post itself. And then you want to also make sure that you're filling in the excerpt area, because that's going to fill in your description, which makes it easier. You don't have to go in and manually set this every single time. And I'll show you where to find the excerpt and the title section as well when we go back over. All right, so now you have the actual social content. So when you share these images on sites like Facebook and Twitter, you can actually set whichever image you want to use that shows up. So it will just give you an example of what that will look like. So when I click on Add Image, it's going to use just a random image that I have here. And as you can see, this is what will show up if it's on Facebook or on Twitter. It will look like this. And for the description, you can manually set that, or you can just use the excerpt. You can use the excerpt, or it will automatically take something from the post itself, just to make that easier. And then the title, you can set that as well. That will show up on social. So we want to use the post title. All right, so that will show up as such. All right, and so when you are done, you can go ahead and click out of that. And then also, if you are writing your content directly in WordPress, then you can set up your keyword. Now that you don't have to set a keyword, it will just help you with when you're actually writing. It will just tell you like, hey, you're not using the keyword enough. You need to add the keyword to the title. It'll just give you hints on when to put the keyword, or how often you should be using the keyword, or if you're not using the keyword enough or too much throughout your post. So putting your keyword is just going to give you some better tips on setting up your post better for search engines, if you will. All right, and then there's some additional settings that you can just look through. Not really settings, but just some hints on how you can make the page better for SEO. Now, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of Rank Math because I don't need this at the moment. When I go back into settings, now you're going to add your post title here in Gutenberg. This is we're using a Gutenberg editor for our post. And then if you scroll down, you will find excerpt, and then that's where you actually put your excerpt. Otherwise, it will just pull whatever the first content is on the page. But if you really want to customize that, then you definitely want to go in and set your own excerpt. I would say anything maybe under at least 200 characters, 280 characters, because also this excerpt is going to be the same thing that's going to be shared on social media. So you just want to make sure that's nice and concise. So once you are happy with your blog post, you can go ahead and save everything there. And that is how you set up the Rank Math plugin, and that is how you optimize your blog post. And the same information would apply to a WordPress page as well if you go through the exact same settings. So I hope this is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.